We are alone. Y'all got the three words? Do I got three? Hey, what's up, world? It's yours truly, comedian Micah Bam Bam White, hanging out right here at the Speakeasy Lounge. Saturday Soul Social, the premier soul entertainment that we do right here. Now, you might not know my man Gerard Anthony, and if you don't know, something been wrong with you over these past few years, but Gerard Anthony brings in the best soul artists and independent artists in the United States of America. Tonight, he brought in somebody that is absolutely incredible. I'm gonna let him introduce his friend that he's brought to us.
Thank you very much. And this brother, Micah Bam Bam White, one of the most prolific comedians, actors, writers, visionaries out of VA.
I can't see.
Out of VA. We're right here at, as he said, the premier First Saturday event right here in historic Jackson Ward, Speakeasy Lounge, historic Hippodrome Theater for Saturday Soul Social. And we have with us a very, very, very special guest, Grammy Award winner, multi-platinum selling singer-songwriter, Mr. Gordon Chambers. Gordon, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thanks.
You tore the stage down tonight.
Thank you.
First of all,
Thanks.
I mean, you had the couples slow grinding and winding.
That was a beautiful
Right?
thing.
You had people praise dancing and singing, waving hands in the air. I mean, I think we went through every type of emotion, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tonight, is that fair to say?
That's fair. And that's the purpose of music. Music, at least I can say that's the purpose of my music. I feel music is emotional, and music is joy, music is pain. Black music, you know, is gospel, it's jazz, it's R&B, it's soul, it's so many things, and it's highly emotional. And tonight was a very special concert for me because I had such a participatory, unexpectedly, overly participatory audience, and wherever I looked at their faces, and I said, I think these people can go where I feel like taking them. Mm-hmm. And they went with me every step of the way, and it was a beautiful thing. And you know, sometimes people feel like they've come to watch a show, and they don't realize that the audience gives the performer the show. Mm-hmm. It's so opposite that you think that the performer gives the show to the audience. No. It's the exact audience. The audience gives the performer the show. And when you can feel the aura of the audience, you perform very differently. And tonight, I was nervous, to be honest, because we rehearsed today. I generally don't prefer to rehearse the day of concerts, you know, because I like to save my energy, rehearse the night before. But we rehearsed today, and then we came and we did sound check. I mean, we grinded. It was a long grind today.
Yes.
But God is good, and the show went well, and the people were blessed, and it was just a beautiful thing. And to be here today, when this is the day of also your famous Jackson Ward Festival, I felt deeply rooted in this community, and I felt the ancestors. I felt that I know that Jackson Ward is an important pillar of the African American story, the African American entrepreneurial story. Mm-hmm. So I big you up as an entrepreneur because you're connected here, as was Madam C.J. Walker, as was the owner of this beautiful building. You too are an entrepreneur, and you're here doing this project in a city that comes from a long line of entrepreneurs. And we would not be here as artists if it wasn't for people like you who love and support the arts. And so today was really deep because being here and performing here tonight, as I walked through briefly on the way to Soundcheck through your festival and saw that music is about people. And one thing that I love so much about being a musician is it gives me a way to talk to people and be with people. And music it's communion. Before we had anything, when we were slaves and had nothing, absolutely nothing, we didn't even have our African names that we were born with. What did we have, and what gave us salvation, and what gave us hope, and what gave us something?
Our song.
The music. When we were in the fields, we sang. And we had our music. And from that music that we sang in the fields, birthed jazz, birthed rock and roll, which morphed into hip hop and morphed into everything. So, we are, black music is
the foundation.
The foundation of the culture, and it's a culture that's imitated and respected all over the world. You know, so it was very profound performing here tonight, and I thank you for the opportunity.
You know, I was going to ask you quite a few questions, but you answered a good portion of the questions that I was going to ask just now.
You know, I'm when you get over 40, you got a lot of things to say.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
All right, Gordon Chambers, you're standing at your funeral and you're speaking about yourself. What do you say about Gordon Chambers?
You know, Beyonce had a song on 2 albums ago that said, when I heard that song, I just wept. You know, she has a song called I Was Here. I lived, I loved, I was here. And I thank God for every opportunity, and I call his name and praise his name everywhere that I go. Because it didn't have to be me. You know, I mean, I grew up in a town called Teaneck, New Jersey. And in my town, there were so many kids doing music that were more talented than me. I'm not afraid and not ashamed to say it because it's the truth. There were kids in that town who were better than me, who sang better than me, who wrote better than me. It did not have to be me. But for some reason, you know, my dream came true. And I'm so grateful, I'm so humbled, you know, that so many people that I got a chance, that I dreamed of just meeting, but not less writing music for. People as a child I grew up listening to, you know, Gladys Knight and Whitney Houston and Anita Baker, and you know, I mean, I was just a kid who loved music. I mean, in college, I mean, I played Anita Baker records, you know, growing up when Whitney was singing How Will I Know, I was like, that's Whitney, you know. I mean, as a kid, as a child, you know, Gladys Knight, you know, I was a baby and my father had Gladys Knight records, and as a toddler, I would go to the record and play the record, and my father said he was mad because I broke several needles.
Because you know what you were doing.
Yeah,
I was staying on it. Yeah.
So just to know that I had that desire in my heart, and I spent time with the woman that I always admired most and wanted to work with, and she felt my heart and she felt my desire and told me to go solo. And being a solo artist, you know, as an independent artist, it's not always easy. You know, it's sometimes it's rough.
Yeah,
you know,
sometimes.
I don't want to.
A lot of the time.
You know,
right.
a lot of the times, but there have been amazing moments. I mean, I have, during my journey as an independent artist, you know, for the last 10 years, I have performed for the President of the United States, President Barack Hussein Obama. I have performed in front of the First Lady. You know, last week I was in South Africa and I performed, you know, on the Idol show. I mentored the kids on the show, the Top 11, and performed on the show in front of, and I think 5 million people watched the program. I mean, the opportunities that have come to me as a solo artist, you know, as an independent artist, have been phenomenal.
Let me ask you this, and I'm going to ask both of you this. But Gerard is an incredible artist in his own right. I know he stays so humble, he brings people in, he don't really talk about himself. You got 3 artists, both of them. 3 artists, dead or alive. You got a concert you're about to put on. Who opens? Who's in the middle?
Oh, that's hard.
And who closes?
That is hard. Wow.
It's really hard.
So you got 3 artists.
Who opens?
Who
Who's
opens?
in the middle? And
who's in the middle? Dead or alive? And who closes? You can only pick 3. You can't say this person for this and no. You can only pick 3.
See, and that could happen because you got the holograms happening now. So.
I know, right? I know. So who opens your concert? Gerard.
For the opener, you said this is a concert. This is any concert I want.
Any concert. It's your concert.
This is my joint.
You are the ultimate promoter of this ultimate concert. Who opens?
The opener.
Who opens for you?
That's rough. Yeah, let me think about
This is
that.
rough.
That is hard.
I think Rufus opens.
Rufus opens.
I think Rufus and Shaka
Okay.
Khan opens.
Rufus and Shaka Khan opens. Who you got?
Check. Okay, let me refine this question. So for the openers, can this artist? Can we pick an artist at a specific time in their career?
Whatever, however you want to do it, but who's the opener?
Okay. Rick James is the opener.
All right now.
Right?
Okay.
But Rick
Okay.
James, 1981.
Okay.
Rick James.
Okay. So who's your middle? Who's in the middle? Who's gonna set that transitional tone
Okay.
from the opener going into the closer? Who's gonna make sure the crowd stays abroad the show? Who's your middle?
Hard.
78, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Wow.
Wow, that's a good
Who you
one.
got?
I got Donnie and Roberta.
Oh,
Wow.
yes,
in the
yes,
middle.
yes.
Okay, Rufus, Shaka Khan, Donnie, Roberta. You got Rick James opening up Earth, Wind, and Fire. Now, here's the ultimate.
Closing it out.
Who's the closer? Who's gonna shut this show down to where when they leave, they're gonna remember that they left an incredible show? Who's gonna set that last tone for you?
See, that's a tough one, but I'm gonna go with someone who might not be as expected, but this is my
This
show,
your show.
to do, right?
Yeah, this your show.
It's my show to do, and an experience that I want to have at the show. Now with this artist, the show may never end. It might go for a few days, but I'm gonna say Fela.
Oh no, that's right.
Wow. People in the background. I dig it.
Fela.
There's a
Don't close the
fantastic
show.
documentary that just came out
Yes.
about them called Finding Fatal. It was amazing.
So who you got closing?
Stevie Wonder.
Oh, yeah.
And the closing song is Always.
Oh,
'Cause I think that's like the most happiest, like as a song, that's like the best song ever. Like you put Always on, like people are just so filled
locked
with
in.
joy.
Yeah.
Locked
You know,
in.
like that's like, yeah, and that's like the final song.
Okay, and I guess for me, the last question would be, you're talking to an
But the
artist.
after party,
The after party.
Oh, you gotta add
Prince.
one more.
I have Prince in the after party too. Yes, I have Prince in the after party.
they're like after
Prince
is
is the after
most-
party.
Prince is shutting it down.
So
The
we got,
private after party.
so you got Prince beating Michael
Prince
Jackson.
ain't nobody.
No. Michael Jackson ain't rocking no after party like Prince.
Prince is rocking that
Okay.
after party.
Okay.
I've been to Prince after parties when Prince rocked the after party, and ain't nobody rocking the after party
Like Prince. Okay. You got a young artist, very talented, extremely talented, has exactly what it takes to make it.
What is that exactly?
They have the it.
Okay.
In the business, as we know, we
Right,
call
right.
it the it factor. They have that it. They have it. But they need one word of advice from you guys. What do you tell them and what do you tell them?
I want to know what Gordon's gonna tell him.
I tell all the artists, because I do a lot of vocal coaching and mentoring with artists. I tell people to be themselves.
Okay.
You know, because when you think about it, the artists that I love many kinds of music. I love Joni Mitchell, I love Sting, I love Bono, I love artists that just really deliver truth. I love Miles Davis, I love jazz, I love Walter Hawkins. I love so many kinds of music, but the thing that I think that makes me love an artist is I think that they really be themselves. I tell them to be yourself. Refine yourself.
Of course.
Know yourself. Find out what's working for you best and what's not. Find out what's working. Get an honest circle around yourself, and find out what's not working. And we're all works in progress.
Right.
One thing I've learned working with legends, is that they all are still working on their craft. Like Patti LaBelle has a vocal coach that she meets with every week.
Thank you.
Every single week, Patti is in her vocal coaching. She does not miss her vocal coaching class. This is Patti LaBelle.
That's why she's Patti
I
LaBelle.
have produced Aretha Franklin, and we got to the session. It was recording at her house. She had a portable studio at her house. We didn't want to be late, so we ended up getting there in half an hour. And her assistant said, we got there half an hour. She said, shh. And we said, Aretha's practicing. We said, Aretha's practicing. What is she practicing? She said, she's practicing the songs that she's going to record. She's practicing your music. Can we hear? And Aretha was sitting at the piano and practicing, and she made notes about it. What notes she was going to sing, what harmony she was going to do. She had like a plan. This is Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul. So it's like, the work is never done. The journey is never done. You're always refining yourself. So I'd say, know yourself, find out what's working best for you, find out what's not working as well, and remove that. And replace more of what works. And refine yourself, and know yourself, and refine yourself, and then present yourself. Yeah.
So just be you, Gerard. What do you say to a young artist
Yeah.
that has everything it takes?
Has everything it takes. I think that, when you say something like everything it takes, I always think of that as a term that is very subjective, because it all depends upon the perspective of the person. My advice to any artist, I guess, is the advice that I, continuously just give to myself. Find your path and follow it. Everyone has to, and this just leads to being true to who you are.
Back to what- yeah.
Everyone isn't meant for the same things. Everybody has different places that they're supposed to be. Not just in the music business, but just in their life. There's different
Period.
roles that you play, different personality types, different places where you fit in. It's like, everybody's not supposed to be Usher. You know, everybody's not supposed to be Luther Vandross. You know, everybody's not supposed to be Michael Jackson. You know, there is. You know, when I look at the reason, it's like one of the things that I'm really passionate about independent music, and I think a part of that is because, you know, independent artists, you know, they find the truth in themselves, in their music, in their art.
Yes.
And then they will follow that.
And they often do it with no fear because they don't have the pressure of like being on the mainstream chart. So they feel free to be themselves.
They only have to impress themselves.
And I tell you one thing, many mainstream artists, because I talk to a lot of mainstream artists, many mainstream artists are listening to independent artists.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
Wow, that's my
Yeah.
Like, oh, I checked it for such and such. Yeah, because like it makes them feel free.
Yeah. Be content with your path. You know, for my journey as an artist, you know, my journey as an artist has been, you know, in many different places, as far as, you know, performance, you know, to the recording, to, you know, events, and just find your. I know that, you know, the places I've been, the experiences I've had, you know, all kind of lead back to what I do now. You know, my you know, my role is to, you know, help to educate this area and to contribute, you know, to this area as much as I can from, you know, what I love and what I'm passionate about, and that's, you know, this soul music.
Yeah.
So you have to find that, like, I know that's my role, you know, like that's my place. Like people know Gerard Anthony in Richmond, boom. I think more people know of me doing events, probably even more so than some of my records.
Singing. Yeah.
You know, so I'm appreciative, you know, for, you know, artists like Gordon, you know, cats like Eric, you know, that, you know, have really made it, you know, acceptable and actually made, you know, independent music very credible and lended a lot of credibility, you know, to being independent, you know, so that someone like Honey La Rochelle or like a Heston, I mean, artists who are incredibly accomplished in their own right, or Colette or Darian, you know, can come and be on a stage and be seen in the same type of light as someone who has had major accomplishments, because their accomplishments are major too. You know,
it's what I love about what you bring to the table, Gerard, when it comes to the independent artists that come, is you prove that fame isn't the end all be all.
right?
You prove that the love for the art is the end all be all. Because you bring people in like Gordon, like you talked about Heston. Man, when Heston came, he tore it up. Honey La Rochelle, even Algebra.
Right.
People like that, where when I say their names on the street, hey, like I was saying today when I was walking down 2 Street Festival, I'm going to check out Gordon Chambers. Who is that? You need to come check him out.
Right.
Somebody did come that I told that today, and they walked out and they said to me, oh my God, I'm so happy you told me about it.
Yeah.
You prove that fame is not the measurement of success. It's the love for what you do. It's the measurement of success.
And I can say that, you know, on behalf of, I can speak for myself, but I think I can speak for the body of artists that he presents, that we are so grateful.
I know it.
We are so absolutely grateful, and we do not take it for granted, because we know it takes time, it takes money, it takes blood, sweat, and tears, and we do not take it, and we thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know,
The world thanks you, man. All right, well, this is your boy, comedian Michael Bam Bam White. Gordon Chambers, if anybody wants to get in contact with you after this evening, how do they find Gordon Chambers?
GordonChambers.com. I'm in the Gordon Chambers business, so my Instagram is Gordon Chambers, my Facebook is Gordon Chambers, and my website is GordonChambers.com. And all 3 albums introducing Gordon Chambers, Love Stories and Sincere, are both on Amazon and iTunes.
That's right.
That's what's up.
And if you're ever in Richmond on a first Saturday, check us out. Me, Gerard Anthony, my boy Michael Bam Bam White will be here kicking that soul funny. Every first Saturday, Saturday Soul Social, 526 North 2nd Street in Jackson Ward. It's a legendary area at the historic Hippodrome Theater in the Speak Easy Lounge.
And we gotta go, y'all, because Prince is about to go on stage at my after party.
That's right. Peace.
Peace.